From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm First Alert Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth. We are tracking, unfortunately, some smoke and some low-lying smoke and haze at that in the Yakima Valley, and that is due to the multitude of fires that are burning in Yakima County. The most recent of those being the Black Canyon fire and the Rimrock and Retreat fire. So we'll show you air quality coming up a little bit later in the show, but now on to temperatures as we're in the 50s and 60s, so it's feeling pretty comfortable out there. Some of us might need a light jacket. In fact, I'm thinking most of us probably will need, at the very least, a light jacket, but a little bit later today, it is going to be hot. Also, there is a small thunderstorm chance for today, which is prompting a red flag warning for parts of Morrow and Umatilla counties, where we already have several fires already cooking. Thankfully, on the other end of today, we're going to be cooler into Thursday and Friday, but it looks like smoke is going to be here to stay. And I'll show you what air quality is looking like right now. Also, I'll show you what smoke is going to do for the rest of today. That's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the Retreat fire near Natchez is threatening homes and infrastructure. We have the latest you need to know about.
For those planning to watch the races in the air show at Waterfalls this weekend, you'll need to navigate construction work in Pasco. We'll break it down for you coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Wednesday, July 24th. It is a short week for me. I just got back from Canada a couple days ago.
Lucky you. It's been a long week already for me.
How's it been going so far?
It's been good. We missed you.
Yeah.
All of us here missed you, so we're glad you're back. We're going to start off your top stories in fire coverage. So the level 3 evacuations now affecting the Natchez area.
State fire assistance has been brought in for the Retreat fire, which is threatening homes, power infrastructure, and cultural areas in Yakima County near Natchez. The fire first started around 3:45 yesterday afternoon and has grown to at least 1,500 acres, according to the Natchez Fire Department.
As mentioned earlier, level 3 go now evacuations have been ordered. One of the areas being evacuated is Camp Gormley, a children's summer camp. The kids attending that camp were taken to Natchez Valley School District Elementary last night. The cause of the fire is under investigation, and at last check, mutual aid units were being released along with some Natchez fire units around 11 p.m. last night.
Multiple wildfires broke out overnight in the Northwest last night, or Tuesday night, including the Black Canyon fire burning northwest of Natchez in Yakima County.
Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us the state has mobilized its own resources to help local firefighters.
They've brought in plenty of outside resources to help, including multiple helicopters working together to try and fight the fire from overhead and prevent it from spreading any further. The fire started Monday at 4:35 p.m. above Weenass Lake near Black Canyon, an area about 10 miles northwest of Natchez and about 15 miles northwest of Selah.
Burning through grass and sage, these are the lighter fuels, and with the combination of the wind, it did make for a significant fire spread.
Fire officials say the biggest challenge so far, the wind.
It significantly increased that negative fire behavior that increases the rate of spread.
Multiple structures threatened and evacuation orders issued.
That information should be checked at Yakima County Emergency Management. They are keeping that information up to date as much as they can.
The Red Cross setting up a shelter at the Selah Civic Center, but residents in the area no stranger to fires.
This is an area that has seen frequent fire activity. Both the Evans Canyon fire and the Cow Canyon fire had similar footprints.
The Cow Canyon fire burned through 5,800 acres back in 2022, just 2 years after the Evans Canyon fire destroyed more than 75,000 acres in 2020. Now the Black Canyon fire already at 6,500 acres.
Crews are making significant progress. No official containment number to report, but progress on the ground continues to move steadily forward. Right now the cause of the fire is undetermined. However, our investigators are on the scene.
We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Reporting in Selah, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
In Oregon now, parts of Interstate 84 on the eastern side are now closed due to the Durkee fire.
According To ODOT, I-84 eastbound is closed from Pendleton at exit 216 to Baker City at exit 302. ODOT says I-84 is also closed in both directions between Baker City at exit 302 to Ontario at exit 374.
The Durkee fire is burning near Farewell Bend between Baker City and Haines, and you can find the latest road closures on Oregon DOT's website called tripcheck.com. In community news, the Pasco Public Facilities District Board is working to bring an aquatic center to Pasco.
So in 2022, people in Pasco voted to fund an aquatics facility, increasing the sales tax by 0.02%. The PPFD received a validation report during their meeting last night and approved the $37 million aquatics facility.
The PPFD board says it intends to allocate funds from the approved sales tax to fund the building and operations. Executive Director Matt Watkins says the aquatic center will not only be a place for fun, but will also bring top athletes and competitors to the area.
Lazy rivers and slides and ninja courses and party rooms and a lot of things that the Tri-Cities has never seen before, with special emphasis on 60% of the facility is indoor year-round. The Tri-Cities has not had that in an aquatics facility before.
The anticipated groundbreaking for Phase 1 is closer to December, with an opening of the facility in 2026. Public parks bicycle trails along the Columbia River in both Pasco and Kennewick will be closed to bicycles and pedestrians as both sides of the river host the water follies this weekend.
Columbia Park will be closed from the Blue Bridge to Edison Street in Kennewick beginning today from 6 p.m. through this Sunday until 7 p.m. Wade Park Road from the Blue Bridge to Road 60 in Pasco will be closed Saturday and Sunday. And of course, the Columbia River will be closed to boat traffic Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. For those in Pasco planning to watch the water follies, the races in the air show, you're going to need to navigate around some construction work.
Alyssa Warner has what you'll need to know.
If you're planning to watch the water follies from the Pasco side of the river, there is some general admission parking available, but street parking on West Sylvester is not an option this year. Instead, you'll want to follow the official Water Follies parking signs off Sylvester Street because, as you can see, this is still a construction zone. Work got underway in April and is expected to continue until September. When it's finished, there will be one lane of traffic in each direction, plus a center turning lane and better sidewalks, crosswalks, and bike lanes. For this weekend, if you're planning on parking on the Pasco side, you will want to use the new sidewalk on the north side of West Sylvester Street. Don't drive, park, or even walk on the unfinished area on the south side. That's reserved for people who live on West Sylvester to get in and out of their driveways.
So Good Morning Northwest. PFAS or forever chemicals have been found in the everyday food that we eat. When we come back, we take a deeper look at what researchers have found.
First, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
And now for something totally different. Hi, it's Carrie Isaacson, and I'm running for the Senate seat from the 16th District. I'm standing up for our way of life in this part of Southeast Washington, in our towns, suburbs, and farms. Ballots are due August 6th. You were sent one. Use it. Please vote for me. Visit my website at electcarrieIsaacson.com. Thanks.
Paid for by Elect Carrie Isaacson, Democrat.
Brecky Law Offices will act fast and work hard to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 735-0546 to find out what your rights are under the law. Call now. They're waiting to help you.
Round 3 voting is now open in Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown. When you vote, be sure to enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. We're giving away 4 cards during each round from STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
I learned the value of hard work right here in these fields as my immigrant parents pick crops. I graduated from Yakima Valley College and Gonzaga, worked for Congress and the state legislature. Now I'm running for state senate because we need someone who will fight for Central Washington. We're losing good paying jobs and warehouses are closing. I'm Maria Beltran, and I ask for your vote because our best days are ahead of us.
Paid for by friends Maria Beltran.
It's time for Columbia Basin Buildings and Shed's Summertime Sales Event. Discover our wide variety of buildings, including custom build options to fit your unique needs, and they are all on sale. Minimum of 10% off all buildings. That's right. We offer free and fast delivery, and we're committed to unbeatable quality and service. Don't miss out on the best deals of the season. Come visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds in West Richland and Sunnyside for the best deals of the season.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. And of course, whenever there are fires, there's always smoke. And we have the bulk of the fires and in turn the bulk of the smoke in Morrow and Umatilla counties, which is why the Oregon DEQ has issued this air quality advisory until further notice. So this ultimately hinges on how much containment we can get on all the fires down this way. We do already have air quality that is unhealthy and unhealthy for sensitive groups in southern portions of Morrow and Umatilla County. So if you're down that way for this morning, if you have to go outdoors this morning, be sure that you're sporting the N95 mask. And let's show you what happens to all the smoke with our smoke forecast model over the next couple of days. We'll put this into motion. This is lunchtime today. Essentially, it's going to be the same setup as what we have for right now, but eventually the winds do pick up out of the west. That'll clear out a lot of the thick smoke for portions of Morrow and Umatilla counties. Also, a little bit of light haze could fill into portions of the Yakima Valley and into the lower Columbia Basin. Now, the setup's going to be slightly different into tomorrow, especially later in the day, as the upper level winds are going to shift out of the north, and so that's going to push a lot of this thickest smoke down into more central parts of Oregon, but some of the smoke to our north could drift down, and there could be more haze to be had, if you will. All right, here is your hour by hour for today for the Tri-Cities. Pretty seasonal stuff. We're going to end up being shy of 100 degrees, but we are expecting finally some much cooler weather into this weekend. I'll tell you just how cool we could get coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Forever chemicals, or PFAS, are estimated to be in the blood of 98% of Americans. And now researchers say they found another reason why they're so prevalent in our system. PFAS are known as forever chemicals because of how long they stay in the human body. They have now been found in the foods that we eat. A new study looked at how much of the chemical is in pesticides used in agriculture. Researchers found that apples, corn, kale, spinach, strawberries, and wheat are frequently sprayed with PFAS-containing pesticides. And they say those pesticides are applied to tens of millions of farm fields across the U.S. The study says PFAS pesticides are also used in insect-killing sprays in homes and flea treatments for pets. PFAS, which are hormone-disrupting chemicals, are intentionally added to products to improve their ability to eliminate pests. The study was published Wednesday in the journal Environmental Health Perspectives. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Snoop Dogg is heading to the Olympics. And if you've seen his narration for Planet Earth documentary, then you're going to love this next story. We'll tell you all about it when we come back.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with free modem, no data caps, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee when you level up to a gig. Call 1-855-735-1336 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, no added taxes or hidden fees, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-735-1336.
Call now.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
Join us for Hobby Vibes only at this year's Moxie Hop Festival. Let's celebrate our hop growing community filled with tradition, celebration, community, family, food, vendors, and fun. There's over 15 acts on our family stage and 5 incredible bands in the best 21-plus beer garden. Meet up with old friends and connect with new at this year's Moxie Hop Festival, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
While many things in life change, one constant is the accuracy of our forecast.
Because at Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather, accuracy matters.
We're Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather, on your side.
Always on your side.
What causes deja vu?
The beginning of this show causes deja vu.
Next live, Rob and John Owen Lowe from Unstable.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, in Paris, France, rapper Snoop D-O-double-G is gearing up for his Summer Olympics debut.
Yes, as torchbearer, he will carry the Olympic flame to its final stop in the town of Saint-Denis before reaching the Eiffel Tower.
Snoop Dogg is also slated to report on the games as part of the Olympic primetime coverage, surely bringing his own flavor to the mix. And this is something I'm especially excited about.
Yeah, on the social media platform X, the rapper posted a photo of himself with the caption, quote, "You ready? Paris 2024 Olympics, you dig?" The opening ceremony of the games is set for Friday. So unnatural for me to say that quote.
I loved that so much. I'm going to clip that video and I'm just going to embarrass you with it all the time.
It was so
all good.
It was so proper.
You dig.
And I was talking about this earlier, but he narrated a Planet Earth documentary, and you guys both have to watch it because you haven't seen it yet. But if he narrates the Olympics, oh, I'm ready for it. It's going to be funny.
I want his commentary. Yes, that would be really good. Well, singer Celine Dion is making her comeback at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games.
Her heart will go on and on. So this will be the French-Canadian legend's first time back on stage since ending her tour in 2022. She was diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a rare neurological condition that causes painful and severe muscle spasms.
The singer has since stayed out of the spotlight since her diagnosis in December 2022 to focus on her health. Friday's big show features Dion along with 3,500 fellow performers for the first ever Olympic opening ceremony to take place outside of a stadium.
The anticipated performance marks her second Olympic show since Atlanta in 1996, when she sang The Power of the Dream to a worldwide audience of 3.5 billion viewers.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I love her voice. I can't wait to hear her sing again.
Now I want to watch Titanic, but all this Olympic talk is making me really excited for it. I usually don't watch too much of it. You said you do, right?
Yes, I love seeing the different sports, and actually a girl that I babysat is competing for Canada.
What?
Yes.
Who? Oh my gosh.
Her name is, her name is Savannah Sutherland.
Tell us
but yeah,
later.
I used to babysit her.
Cool.
Once or
How
twice.
Exciting.
Yeah. Well, up next on Good Morning Northwest, time to meet your new best friend. We meet Loxley when we come back.
I help women with health issues, things like birth control, prenatal care, any GYN issue, and I really enjoy that. I love being a midwife. We try to personalize the care for each patient and individualize it. It's not one size fits all. Everybody has their own individual care plan.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results-oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Navigating a real estate transaction can be overwhelming, from finding the right property to navigating the closing process. That's why a successful real estate transaction requires a team of professionals. At Windermere, our team consists of experienced realtors to guide you through the process, an in-house marketing team to maximize your home's exposure, transaction coordinators to ensure accuracy throughout the transaction, and a network of local industry experts. With Windermere on your side, you can have peace of mind and confidence in your real estate journey.
Adelante. At last, we can finally have someone who understands us in the state Senate. Maria Beltran understands us because Maria is from Yakima. The daughter of immigrant parents, she's lived the challenges in our community. She'll fight for us hardworking people, so there's more work with better pay. Maria Beltran. So finally the state Senate will have a fighter for Yakima and for us. Maria Beltran. Adelante.
Round 3 voting is now open in Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The radar is quiet for the time being, but it's not necessarily going to be that way for the entirety of the day. We'll go ahead and we'll put this in motion. This is lunchtime. Clouds starting to build in from the south. And then as we head into the afternoon, especially the late afternoon to early evening, the peak of daytime heating, this is when the Futurecast is suggesting that we could have some showers of thunderstorms in the blues. Now, this particular iteration is putting this to the east of our viewing area, but there are other model runs that are putting this in our viewing area proper in Morrow and Umatilla counties. And just given that the fuels are so dry in this area and there is that little chance of lightning, there is a red flag warning that is in place for today from noon to 11 p.m. for those portions of Morrow and Umatilla counties, which include the blues. So we'll watch for fire starts there. Okay, otherwise for today, it's going to be hot. It's going to be seasonal. Temperatures in the 90s. Light haze for most spots, although the thickest of the haze and smoke is going to be in Morrow and Umatilla counties downwind of those fires. Speaking of the winds, they're going to gust from the northwest to the southwest between 20 to 40 miles per hour, the fastest wind gusts being in the Kittitas Valley. And then for tonight, the wind situation is going to stay the same. The haze situation should be just about the same, and overnight lows should drop into the 50s and 60s. Into Thursday, I'm not going to say this is false fall, but it will feel below average for a change. We'll be about 5 to 10 degrees below average. Then we'll have some more seasonal stuff for this weekend. And into next week, we're tracking, honestly, a more significant chance of lightning as opposed to today, especially for Tuesday, which means there's going to be another threat for fire starts. Here is a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Will be near 100 degrees for today, low to mid 80s for Thursday and Friday, and seasonal for this weekend. For Yakima, more heat relief for the next couple of days, back into the low 90s by this weekend, and then small thunderstorm chances for Monday and Tuesday. For Hermiston, we'll have some light haze for the next couple of days at least, 80s for Thursday and Friday, and then low to mid 90s for Saturday and beyond. And then for Walla Walla, will be hazy for the next 48 hours, at least 80s for Thursday and beyond. And hopefully, in general, the cooler weather, especially in the foothills and mountains, will help out with all of the firefighting efforts.
All right, it is time to meet another pet up for adoption through Operation Best Friend.
Today we get to meet Loxley, a 2-year-old dog in the care of Mikey's Chance Canine Rescue. Check her out.
I'm Debbie Montgomery. I'm a volunteer with Mikey's Chance Canine Rescue, which is a dog rescue in the Tri-Cities area. And today I have with me Loxley, who is my foster dog. Loxley's a mix. We guessed German Shepherd at first, but she's pretty small, and a few people said Kelpie. And I did not know what a Kelpie was, but when I looked it up, she could definitely be a Kelpie, or probably some mixes. She has some herding in her. When we go outside in the yard, she herds me. She kind of pokes me and keeps me moving. She's 2 years old and fully grown. She sits right in front of people and wants them to pet her. Yeah, no, she still needs some training, but she's a pretty good girl most of the time. She's totally house trained and crate trained. But we figure when someone adopts her, they'll definitely want to teach her some tricks because she's a smart girl. Well, she and the other foster dog I have get along great. They play all day, they get along really great with each other, which is amazing and good because both of them have had trouble, not trouble, but they like to take their time to get used to other dogs. And so, but after the first day when she came to my house, they were best of friends. But so it just might take a day or two for her to meet a new dog, but after that, then she'll be good. And she loves to play. She likes to be the queen and be in charge. I always think most of the time that a family is good for a dog because, and maybe with some middle-sized kids, she jumps up a little, but that's getting better with some training, so she knows when she can jump and when she's not supposed to. But I think she's got a lot of energy, and it would be really great for her to have a family with some kids that can play with her and romp with her, and possibly another dog as long as they get along. And whoever adopts Loxley will get a $50 gift card to Paws Pet Emporium to spend on getting some good toys for Loxley.
So beautiful in her eyes.
Her eyes are very cool, yeah.
Someone please adopt her. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6:30, law enforcement is trying to help bridge the gap between police and the youth. This by launching a new program. We'll tell you all about the new program in just a few minutes.
Plus, the Washington office of the Secretary of State is working to curb misinformation about voting by mail. We've got the story coming up at 6:30.
Stan's gonna ride the Nebula drop tower.
Finally! I'm ready to ascend to the clouds, to go where no dino has gone before. Goodbye, Earth. Hi, Alice!
Whoa! He doesn't know it comes back down?
Apparently not. I'll let you know when I hit orbit. Drop tower, I get it.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
You thought it would bust through the ceiling?
You came through a portal from another dimension. Weird stuff happens.
I'm Jared Sessler, a Navy veteran, job creator, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. It was a great honor to receive President Trump's endorsement, and unlike my opponent Dan Newhouse, who joined Democrats to impeach President Trump, I'll be a strong ally for the MAGA agenda. But an even greater honor would be to earn your support. I took an oath to this country when I began my military service, and I kept it. And I'm asking for your vote so I can take that oath once more and serve in Congress as the conservative we deserve.
Choice Student Checking. Open yours today at any Yakima Federal Savings and Loan.
Hey, Tri-Cities! It's Eric the Peanut Guy with your Tri-City Dust Devils. We're celebrating Boat Race Weekend by playing as the Columbia River Rooster Tails. On Friday, July 26th, the first 500 fans receive a Rooster Tails beach towel. And it's also Family Feast Night with $2 hot dogs, soft drinks, and more, all thanks to Giza Credit Union. Saturday, there'll be a post-game fireworks show thanks to Pro-Made Homes. Visit the official ticket site at DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $1,000 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac models when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Guys, today is National Self-Care Day. I just looked that up a few minutes ago. So, you know what's some good self-care? Staying inside and away from this heat. But it's not as hot as it was last week, at least.
Staying away from the heat, staying away from the smoke as well.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that.
Definitely, especially for our friends in Yakima, especially in the upper valley to the north of there. That's where we're seeing some pretty thick, I'd say this is thick smoke, thick haze at the very least. And this is coming, I'd say, mostly from the Rimrock and Retreat fire. And hopefully a little bit later in the day, we can actually see an actual smoke column here. But the vantage point from a Tannum Ridge and how we would have to look to the northwest, I think maybe the ridge would block some of that. But yes, the gist is it is smoky this morning in portions of the Yakima Valley. Temperatures, thankfully, are feeling pretty good for this morning. 50s and 60s. You might actually need a light jacket in some select locations, but not for long, at least in the Tri-Cities, as we'll be pretty close to 70 come time for 8 in the morning, and then up around 95 degrees a bit later in the day, maybe a bit closer to 100 in the Tri-Cities. We should keep it dry today in the Tri-Cities, but to our south and east, there will be a chance for some thunderstorms, which is why a red flag warning is in place for southern portions of Morrow County, also southern and eastern Umatilla County, for the threat of lightning over very dry fuels. And I'll show you just how dry those fuels actually are. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. The city of Zillah has announced interim fire chief Rick Holden has decided to step down from his paid position.
He says he felt overwhelmed by the demands and stress of the role. Holden has served as the deputy chief since May 21st. The department wants to encourage anybody interested in serving as a volunteer firefighter to contact them. Zillah's fire and emergency response relies entirely on volunteers. The Richland Police Department is launching a new program in an effort to not only get to know members of the community, but help bridge that gap between youth and police.
For the summer program, Kicking It with the Cops, the Richland Police Department has already hit the streets. RPD bought more than 24 footballs and soccer balls for officers to throw or kick around with the kids.
How fun, and the department says this is more than just a game of catch. It's about connection and letting kids know there's someone they can turn to if they need help.
For the adults, they see that we're talking with kids, maybe their own kids, and so that usually goes over really well. For the kids themselves to be able to approach us, you know, hey, they gave me a ball last week. I feel like I can go talk to them about this issue that's going on or that I saw maybe in the park. I think that's where we're looking for that benefit. Just make it easier for people to interact and communicate with us.
And the kids get to keep the balls. The police department hopes to continue to do outreach programs like this one going throughout the year. In just under 2 weeks on August 6th, not only will it be the August primary, it's also National Night Out.
Now, this event gives local law enforcement a chance to reach out to people in their communities. The Richland Police Department has the chance to reach the youth in our community after a local business donated 20 bicycles to be raffled off at the local event.
National Night Out is August 6th, and really one of the big premises behind National Night Out is about a community involvement. And National Night is about getting to know your neighbors, getting to know your community. Communities and neighborhoods that know each other are safer communities, and having these bikes is just such a magnificent way for many that will receive this. And so these will definitely make memories. We just thank you so much for not only supporting the community, but supporting National Night Out too, so thank you.
The bikes were donated by Hayden Homes LLC for National Night Out.
In Washington, the U.S. Appropriations Committee has announced $4.6 million in funding for healthcare systems in the state.
Washington Senator Patty Murray made the announcement as the chair of the committee. The funding is part of the Hospital Preparedness Program, which helps local healthcare respond to large-scale emergencies and disasters.
The Washington office of the Secretary of State is working to curb misinformation about voting by mail. The Secretary of State is hoping to highlight the safety and security of our vote-by-mail process ahead of the August primary and the general election in November.
Washington has had successful voting by mail for over a decade. The campaign wants to get the message out about how vote by mail works and encourage voter participation.
We turn to political news now. The Trump campaign says the money that President Joe Biden raised for his re-election campaign should not transfer to now Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris.
They are taking the matter up with the Federal Election Commission. An official with the Trump campaign filed a complaint with the regulatory agency yesterday, arguing against transferring the $91 million raised for Biden.
They say if the money is given to Harris, it would be the biggest violation in the history of the Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971. But according to some campaign finance experts, Harris could use the money because it's registered for both the president and vice president. A spokesperson for the FEC refused to comment on the matter, citing the agency's policy on not discussing enforcement issues. In community news, Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown is still going on.
Yes, we're looking for the area's best restaurant. So we started about 2 weeks ago with 64 places, and now after 2 rounds and thousands of votes, only 16 restaurants remain.
Dun, dun, dun. So let's keep it going until we find that number one. To make your vote known, scan the QR code that's on your screen right now to vote with your smartphone, or you can visit our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Click on contest, then select Restaurant Showdown to vote.
And don't forget, after voting, you can enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. You can find more information at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, you may have seen a lot of themes regarding politics lately. When we come back, we have a breakdown of what all of it means.
But first, Josh Colbreth will have what your day is looking like.
Stacy Lee, KevKVU First Alert Weather. Watch tonight.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers on the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Don't wait. Get the deal you can't miss. Lease a 2024 F-150 STX Super Crew for just $399 a month. Only at your local Ford dealer.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results-oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
It's the 44th anniversary sale at Walker's Furniture.
This is one of our favorite events where we get to celebrate these great years with you.
And that means friends and family pricing throughout the store, with savings up to 44% off. And get special financing for up to 5 years. So you can get it today and pay over time.
From our family to yours, we'd like to thank you for 44 wonderful years.
Board-certified psychiatric nurse practitioner Stephen Stokes provides mental health care for patients 13 and older at Prosser Memorial Health's Benton City Clinic. His services include the assessment and treatment for mental health issues and psychiatric medication management. Your mental health is vital to your overall well-being. To schedule an appointment with Stephen Stokes, call the Benton City Clinic at 509-588-4075. This is how we care.
I learned the value of hard work right here in these fields as my immigrant parents picked crops. I graduated from Yakima Valley College and Gonzaga, worked for Congress and the state legislature. Now I'm running for state senate because we need someone who will fight for Central Washington. We're losing good paying jobs and warehouses are closing. I'm Maria Beltran, and I ask for your vote because our best days are ahead of us.
Paid for by friends Maria Beltran.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers, like the Built Wild Bronco family. Get the deal you can't miss. Lease a 2024 Bronco Sport Big Ben for just $369 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
This is how we make Saturday special. And this is how we go all out. SEC on ESPN and ABC. This is how it's done.
What causes deja vu?
The beginning of this show causes deja vu.
Next live. Rob and John Owen Lowe from Unstable.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're seeing temperatures that are pretty similar this morning as opposed to yesterday morning. 40s and 50s for Snoqualmie Pass, Cle Elum, mid-60s for Ellensburg and Vantage, and then down into the Yakima Valley, we're seeing a mixture of 50s and 60s. In fact, at this point, it looks like it's mostly 50s, so a lot of light jacket weather here. Also for the lower Columbia Basin, we're seeing light jacket weather here as well, with 53 for Tri-Cities, 59 for Benton City, 53 for Mesa, a little bit warmer closer to the river with low to mid 60s for Boardman and Hermiston. Then for the foothills of the Blues, also 50s and 60s, but a little bit cooler in some of the higher terrain of the Blues with 40s and 50s for Meacham and Ukiah. A little bit later today, it will be hot, pretty seasonal in the Tri-Cities, maybe just a few degrees above average for this time of the year, but we will end up probably just shy of 100 degrees. And just given that we've had so much hot and dry weather as of late, our fire fuels are still going to be energized, but just not as much as yesterday, at least for Kittitas and Yakima counties, as the fire fuel energy compared to historical percentiles will be in the 86th percentile. This number is also a little bit lower compared to yesterday and to the 94th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, but this number for the Blue Mountains is exactly the same, as these fire fuels are very energized, very dry, and that is bad news because we have lightning in the forecast for today, and I'll time that out with Futurecasts coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In some national news now, Vice President Kamala Harris is getting a huge boost of support from popular memes and music that's been trending online.
CNN's Brian Todd has the breakdown.
I'ma keep running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
Kamala Harris takes the stage in Milwaukee today to the beat of Beyoncé's hit song Freedom. A source close to the vice president tells CNN Harris's team got approval from Beyoncé's representatives to use the song throughout her presidential campaign. Analysts say it's an extraordinary move for Beyoncé to let Harris use her 2016 Grammy-nominated ballad.
She does not need to step into politics. So by virtue of the fact that she's allowing her music, which she keeps a very tight rein on, to be used as part of this potential campaign is huge.
Also trending, British pop star Charlie XCX posted on X, quote, "Kamala is brat." Brat has become a popular trend this summer after Charlie XCX released her album by that same name in June. Brat isn't just an album, it's a lifestyle, as the singer herself explained to the BBC.
But it can also be like so like trashy, just like a pack of cigs and like a Bic lighter.
Yes.
And like a strappy white top.
Yeah.
With no bra.
Yeah.
That's like kind of all you need.
It's a person who's like, you know, a little bit messy, but very much self-aware and does what they want to do, and you have the opportunity to be who you want to be.
There's even a brat color, a kind of lime green, and Kamala Harris's camp has embraced all of it. The Kamala HQ account on X now has a background photo in that color, and the vice president's name in the same font style as the one on Charlie XCX's album. This as the internet is now inundated with coconut memes. They've spiked since President Biden announced he was leaving the race, but have been popular on social media since Harris made this remark at an event last year.
My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, "I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?"
The context of what Harris's mother meant?
You're not, you know, understanding that you come from a place, you come from a people. And so people grabbed hold of that, the whole coconut imagery.
All of this, analysts say, could galvanize Harris's campaign with a critical part of the electorate.
This is sort of a sign and indicative of just the momentum that Kamala Harris has and the Democratic Party has right now, including with a voting bloc that Democrats were worried about, and that was young voters.
If selected, Vice President Kamala Harris would be the first black woman and first Asian American to lead the ticket of a major political party.
The Democratic National Committee said it's moving forward with the process that will determine the party's presidential nominee by August 7th.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the ongoing airline crisis after a global systems outage is estimated to involve more than 500,000 passengers.
But experts are giving those that are dealing with this advice on what to do. We'll have that in your consumer news when we come back.
If you think Dee Dee likes being cooped up all day, then you'd be wrong. Because Dee Dee knows if you live anywhere near here or there, you're within winning distance of right here, Legends Casino Hotel. Yep, that's how Dee Dee likes to roll. Get out of the house, go have some fun, and play to win. Legends Casino Hotel, because you're within winning distance, and fun is how we roll.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone, and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
Were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
Let's go! If you can't hide your claim, don't play the game.
If this keeps going the way it is, my chances of winning is slim to none.
Claim to Fame, new tonight on ABC.
I'm Jared Sessler, a Navy veteran, job creator, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. It was a great honor to receive President Trump's endorsement, and unlike my opponent Dan Newhouse, who joined Democrats to impeach President Trump, I'll be a strong ally for the MAGA agenda. But an even greater honor would be to earn your support. I took an oath to this country when I began my military service, and I kept it. And I'm asking for your vote so I can take that oath once more and serve in Congress as the conservative we deserve.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In consumer news, officials are estimating that the ongoing Delta meltdown involves more than 500,000 passengers.
And that's not counting earlier issues with other carriers.
Experts have advice on what to do if you have been or think you might become caught up in the mess. Number one is to recognize the situation is ongoing. Delta says operations might not be back to normal until the end of the week.
2, you want to save your receipts. Delta says it will reimburse hotels, meals, and ground transportation expenses for long delays and cancellations. Other airlines have similar policies, and travel insurance or some credit card protections might cover additional items. For unused airfare, passengers can get refunds in cases of cancellations or significant delays.
3 is to contact the Department of Transportation if airlines violate these federal rules. And don't go anywhere, we've got the morning sprint up next.
But first, here's what's coming up on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, stranded summer travelers.
There's no flights leaving out at all. We cannot leave out until Saturday.
Delta Airlines struggling to recover from that global IT outage. The major Delta flight disruptions now in their 6th day.
This is our 4th cancellation.
The U.S. Department of Transportation saying since Friday, Delta has canceled more than 6,000 flights. The airline now the subject of a federal investigation.
We estimate that more than 500,000 passengers have been impacted by this.
It's a travel nightmare for families desperate to get home, costing some people thousands of dollars to rebook with different airlines.
We were supposed to fly home Sunday evening. They canceled our flight, and the earliest they stated they can get us home would be Thursday evening.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the passenger rights you need to know if your flight is delayed or canceled. With your GMA First Look, I'm Faith Abube, ABC News, Atlanta.
I got help to push back.
I got help to push back.
Lybalvi helps us push back against bipolar 1.
Once daily prescription Lybalvi is proven to treat manic or mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults to help you push back. Elderly patients with dementia have increased risk of death or stroke. Do not take Lybalvi if you are taking opioids or are in opioid withdrawal. The samidorphan in Lybalvi can cause severe opioid withdrawal that can lead to hospitalization or increased risk of life-threatening overdose. Get emergency help if you have trouble breathing, become very drowsy with slowed or shallow breathing, feel faint, very dizzy or confused, or have a fever, stiff muscles, rash, swollen glands, or problems with your liver, kidneys, heart, or lungs. Other serious side effects may include high cholesterol, weight gain, potentially fatal high blood sugar, uncontrolled body movements which may be permanent, dizziness upon standing or falls.
Are you ready? Ask your doctor about Lybalvi. Looking for copay savings? For info, text copay to 45286.
Now, the morning sprint.
It's now time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with your national headlines. A new acting director of the Secret Service has been named following the resignation of Kimberly Cheadle.
Secret Service Deputy Director Ronald Rowe has been tapped to lead the agency. Now, the Secret Service has faced intense scrutiny over security lapses related to the assassination attempt on former President Trump. Lawmakers and a government watchdog continue to investigate the agency's handling of Trump's protection.
President Joe Biden will deliver a national address on his decision to drop out of the 2024 race this evening. The primetime speech at 5 p.m. comes after he suspended his re-election bid on Sunday.
Biden has endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to take his place. You can watch the president's address right here on Apple Valley News Now.
In your sports news now, there are growing concerns about pollution in France ahead of the 2024 Olympic Games.
Marseille Marina, the location for the sailing event, was not swimmable Tuesday because of pollution. Recent heavy rains caused bacterial contamination in the water. Sailing events are set to begin on Sunday with the first gold medals up for grabs on August 1st. And the College Place Public Schools District Board has adopted a resolution supporting a ban on biological males from participating in female athletics. According to the board, the move was intended to uphold the principles of fairness, safety, and competitive opportunities for female athletes.
Expanded Title IX regulations are set to go into effect on August 1st. The Department of Education's stance on athletics and transgender athletes is still under consideration. And now we go to your top 5 local stories you need to know. The Black Canyon fire just northwest of Natchez has burned through 6,500 acres of land. The fire is threatening multiple structures, prompting evacuations for nearby homes. And the Red Cross has set up an emergency shelter at the Sela Civic Center, and resources, including helicopters, have come in from across the state.
The waterfallies start Friday, but some public bike trails will close today in preparation. Trails in Columbia Park in Kennewick will be closed from the Blue Bridge to Edison Street beginning at 6 p.m. through this Sunday at 7 p.m. More closures will follow in the coming days.
The Pasco Public Facilities District Board has approved the funding for an aquatic center in Pasco. In 2022, Pasco residents voted to fund the facility, increasing the sales tax by 0.02%. The PPFD received a validation report during their meeting last night and approved the $37 million aquatics facility.
50 kids who attend the Boys and Girls Clubs of Benton and Franklin counties will be getting free haircuts today. The event is a partnership between the Kennewick Police Department Foundation, Legacy Barbershop, and High Street Insurance Partners. It's happening at 11 a.m. this morning, and it's meant to help youth look and feel good about themselves.
Trending now, NASA is celebrating the 25th anniversary of its Chandra X-ray Observatory, sorry if I said that wrong, with a never-before-seen release of these pictures. So 25 X-ray images highlight the observatory's silver anniversary in space.
The Space Shuttle Columbia launched Chandra into orbit in 1999, the year of my birth, to help astronomers get answers to some of space's biggest mysteries.
Chandra has explored and brought to light unknown discoveries, including exoplanets and dark energy in space that have surprised astronomers.
And these pictures are just so mesmerizing. So its data continues to be used together with NASA's powerful James Webb Space Telescope and others, recently discovering the furthest black holes ever found.
The set of 25 images is a mere sample of the nearly 25,000 Chandra has grabbed since its launch.
Beautiful.
Right.
My
Looks
goodness.
cool. I feel like they should be like your computer desktop picture.
Yeah, I think I actually have one of those as my background. Well, it's beautiful, you know, those pictures outside, but what is our weather outside beautiful? Did you see my transition? I tried really hard.
You did, yes. It will be, it'll be a seasonal day. It's not gonna necessarily be beautiful, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It will be a little hazy out there for today. Also, we are going to see some clouds building in by lunchtime. You can see them coming out of the south, and eventually this could bear some thunderstorms. Now, this iteration of Futurecast is suggesting that the thunderstorms will be to the east of our region, but other models are suggesting that these thunderstorms will actually be over the Blues. And if that's true, that means we could have lightning over very dry fields, which is why a red flag warning has been placed for the Blue Mountains in Morrow and Umatilla counties from noon today to 11 p.m. this evening, as there will be that potential for fire starts. So for today, it will be seasonal, a little hazy. The worst air quality is going to be immediately downwind to some of those fires in our Oregon counties, and the winds will gust from the northwest to the southwest between 20 to 40 miles per hour, the fastest wind gust being in the Kittitas Valley. For tonight, the wind setup is going to be the same. The haze setup is going to be the same. Overnight lows dropping into the 50s and 60s, and will actually be a good deal cooler into Thursday and Friday sub-seasonal values, but back to more seasonal high temperatures into this weekend. And then we're tracking another lightning chance, actually a more significant lightning chance into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And if that comes to fruition, we'll have a more significant chance of fire starts. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Near 100 today, low to mid 80s for Thursday and Friday, seasonal for this weekend. Then for Yakima, we'll have nice heat relief for the next couple of days, back into the low 90s by this weekend, and then small thunderstorm chances for Monday and Tuesday. For Hermiston, we'll have a light haze for the next couple of days at least, 80s for Thursday and Friday, low to mid 90s for Saturday and beyond. And then finally for Walla Walla, will be hazy for the next 48 hours, at least 80s for Thursday and beyond, and hopefully the cooler weather overall in the foothills and the mountains will help out with all of the firefighting efforts.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest updates on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.